Authentication validation management is a three-step proprietary process to reduce the potential for fraudulent payments, compliance fines, and bad vendor data when you are still accepting vendor supporting documentation via email. The first step is authentication, where you confirm who you are communicating with and or receiving vendor supporting documentation from. When you call your bank, they will ask you 2 to 3 identifying questions to make sure you are who you say you are. And you need to do the same thing with your vendors when you receive an inquiry via phone or email or documents via email to make sure you are not communicating with a fraudster. Once you authenticate, if you are receiving vendor supporting documentation, you need to go to step 2 to validate that data. Do the IRS TIN match or other country registration number validation. Check that the vendors are not on any watch list. Then standardize how you enter vendor names and addresses to avoid duplicates. Any additional validations required by your company or industry should also be done in this step. Step 3 is once you get that vendor data in your vendor master file, you need to make sure it stays accurate. So, inactivating vendors after 15, 18, or 24 months because that information is now stale. Then, remaining vendors revalidating their information to make sure nothing has changed and to make sure they have not been added to a watch list since you last onboarded them. You also need to check for duplicates. This framework contains 5 authentication techniques, 30 internal controls, 18 best practices, and 18 vendor validations. They are all in the 2026 AVM 3-step vendor setup and maintenance process e-guide. And we walk through each during the 3-step vendor setup and maintenance workshop that is live every fourth Wednesday of the month, or you can watch it on demand anytime. Be sure to visit the Vendor Process Training Center at training.debrarrichardson.com.